So you got bench press today. Let's break that down. Whenever we have our back supported on a solid object, I want you to think match that rigidity. Posterior stability allows for anterior power. Almost think you can't shoot a cannon from a rowboat. We need to bolt this thing down so we can express power forward. So how do we do that? I think it starts with the scaps. We need to be thinking shoulder blades down and back on the backside so we can get that open chest position so we can really use our chest to press with. When it comes to the population that I work with, everyone is in this anteriorly rotated position with their shoulders. They all have multiple shoulder surgeries, multiple shoulder issues. So we need to think, get those shoulders out of the movement, make that chest the primary pressing focus. So we think shoulder blades down and back so that we can express it forward. But how do we get them there? When it comes to setting up the scaps to be in that retracted position, you'd be surprised how many people have no idea what you're talking about when you say down and back, and they're kind of moving around all cattywampus and they have no idea what you're saying. So I found if I can get them out of position, then I can get them back into position and they understand the difference between the two. So I might have them sit up nice and tall, upright, traps away from your ears. So think shoulders away from your ears. And I want to think arms reach out as far as you can, almost let your body take a round. And then I'll put my hand on their spine between their scaps and then cue something maybe like, hey, I want you to squeeze my hand. Or imagine there's a pencil between your shoulder blades and I want you to squeeze them as hard as you can. But remember, I'm cueing down and back. I don't want them to let the traps take over, which they will in most populations. So think down and back and squeeze. From there, let's go to the bench press. When we're setting up on the bench, I want you to think eyes somewhere right underneath the bar. I think that's a safe way to allow so we don't hit the clips depending upon what gym you're in. So when we think take the bar out, I want you to think stop, because it's not just an upper body pressing movement, it is a full body movement. So I like to think toes on the ground, but I understand why most people will start with their heels on the ground because it allows less movement to occur at the knee. From there, I want you to think drive the knees out. The second you drive the knees out, you should feel those glutes kick on. They're giving us some stability. They're giving us that cannon that's bolted down so we can press off with. So knees out, squeezing glutes, and you'll get that natural extension in your lower back, which I'm okay with outside of injuries. Low back slightly extended, shoulder blades down and back, and then from there, now we're taking the bar out. The bar, I like to travel right below the nipple line as we descend down, arms at a 45-degree angle, so we're not getting too much out of the shoulders, and then we're gonna press up. A couple of the cues I like when it comes to tension on the bar is creating as much torque as possible, trying to break the bar, and then on the way down, pull the bar apart, and then on the way up, drive your elbows towards each other, squeeze. Rack the bar. We need to remember that a bench press is a full body movement. We want to take force from the ground, bring it up to our glutes, translating it to the chest, up through the ceiling.